to scare Nate Jacobs.
Ooh, no, don't get him involved.
Are you serious?
Right?
I mean, I'm not serious.
Ooh, that must be the dumbest shit you said all fucking day.
Hey, what's going on? It's Syntell with the Intel, and I'm here with the immaculate Mikel-Claire.
Thanks, Syntell.
Hey, episode 7 of Euphoria. I know it's been a bit of a delay, but we are back, ladies and gentlemen. If you need to catch up, links in the description for episodes 1 through 6. And of course, give us those thumbs up. Let's get started.
Syntell.
Warning's coming. Warning's coming.
Oh, yeah. Like, yo, make sure the kids are tucked in. We're about to get you triggered.
Oh, strobing effect.
Oh.
Remember? Thanks, HBO!
There we go. Thank you.
That must be little Cassie. You know it is.
Oh, that's good casting. That
Yeah,
looks
it is.
exactly like her. Wow.
Her mom used to get really upset at him for flirting. Which wasn't fair. It wasn't his fault.
Disney princess.
He really loved her. He really loved them all.
Oh.
The curse of being handsome.
Oh, no.
It's
Oh,
always
no.
a weird uncle. You really filled out.
Sassy. Ugh.
Ugh.
Oh, so he had a...
Then one night,
Ooh, he had a drinking
he
thing
was
too.
driving home from work.
Oh, no.
The end of his chapter, huh?
Oh, my
He
gosh.
was in the ICU for 20.
Oh, why they gotta show this stuff? 23. She hasn't heard from him much. She doesn't know what if he's on.
And even though she was excited to see him and wanted to hug him, there was something about the whole thing that scared her.
Yeah, he's addicted.
Exactly. Yeah, see? No.
That's heartbreaking.
He's about to take some stuff.
He said he needed a few things
Yeah,
and made her
see, no.
promise that she wouldn't tell a soul.
I'd have at least told my mom. It's like 1 in the morning. I would have at least told my mom. I would have still let him in or whatever, but I would have told my mom. Because I've had a feeling he was coming to take some stuff.
I don't know how you would assume that when you didn't know he was an addict.
I did. Well, if you're why are you texting at 1 in the morning?
Cassie kept her promise and never told anyone about that night.
You know, obviously the relationship that he has with her mother is very...
We saw that coming though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they hinted around to the possibility of that even in the earlier episodes. With her mom won't come back pregnant.
Oh yeah, and then when she went, yeah. It's been everywhere. The not used tampons.
Like, haven't got out of bed to pee in 24 hours, depressed.
Oh. That's a long time. 24 hours? Excuse me. Is that a...
I don't know. I have no idea what that is.
It's just
24 hours. I wonder if that was a weekend, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it was after the party or something.
I think it's her imagination.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't gonna stop until I got the truth.
I was like, how'd she end up there?
She was just smoking in the police station. Yo, she got the cop walk down though.
When they do like the different little
Yeah,
flashbacks.
these little 80s. But they used that filter a little bit in Winning Time.
Oh, yeah.
No. Well, have you asked her about it? No. You haven't
See the
asked
dust
her?
in the frame?
No. Keep looking, you mook.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
They were sexting.
Her and these
Like
cigarettes.
nude?
Right?
Yeah. Side note. Very nice dick, very clean room.
I love how the dick and the clean room go hand in hand.
Well, please don't do that. And it's late. You shouldn't be drinking caffeine.
People do that?
Mom,
That's a
please.
thing?
I have homework.
Did you say,
Well, there's a
Yeah.
It
Syntell
might
right
reheat
here.
it or something. It just reheats the coffee, right?
Yeah, no. You're supposed to only put water in the reservoir.
Yeah, this is spooky.
It's not spooky,
Oh,
baby.
she's gonna tell them.
Just, I need your advice on like 2 things. And I need you guys to promise me not to say a single.
Ah, it's a building full of people. Don't say nothing to nobody.
They don't tell everybody. They're all gonna tell everybody. Because that's just how they are.
She's like, I got my own dirt to deal with.
Yep. She's left with Daniel.
Wait, am I hearing this correctly? You want to tell McKay that you made out with Daniel at the carnival and on Halloween? Yeah, but I don't have to say it's Daniel. Bitch, that's the craziest idea I've
Leave it to your friends to keep it real.
It's so fucking important. Sorry, I'm no longer interested.
I don't know about everyone else, but I miss the old cat. You know, the one who had a sense of humor and wasn't a fucking cunt?
Wow.
Damn.
Cassie's sister's just sitting there like, I don't really know what to say.
Well, at least it's out in the open. People grow and change, and people don't always understand it. I mean, you do know your attic history. That sucks for her because she's not high, but you know, what else can people expect?
Yeah.
He goes back into a hole of shadow. Well done. Well directed. What is that? What organ is that? Is that an ovary?
It's her baby.
Okay. Well, the last time it was referring to Rue.
Okay, this is gonna sound
Yeah,
sick
see?
because
Again,
I'm actually in
I
a
think it's
lot
her
of pain
bladder.
right now due to
Oh.
the
Yeah.
sheer weight and strain on my bladder.
Yeah.
Oh, because
She's gonna get a UTC, is that what it's called? UTI?
Too lazy to say something. Come on, rain. Come on, please. It's probably why so many drug addicts die on toilets.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh.
Elvis, yeah. Yeah.
Great art, great movies.
Good
great
old-fashioned
wine,
good guy.
Forever young.
That's lame. Look. He's like, lame.
Forever young, though. Come on now.
So, your mom tells me that you have a new
Wow.
best friend.
This dude.
Oh, gosh.
Mom definitely has a type.
You know. You got a new best friend.
Oh, this guy.
You know what, Rick?
Oh.
Not today.
Why don't you go fuck yourself?
Wow.
What I really meant to say is that my mom can do better, and I hate seeing you sit in the chair my dad sat in.
Wow. You should have just taken the go F yourself. Woo.
Woo-wee.
Me, I can see everything so fucking clearly. I know what happened, I know why it happened, and I know what the fuck I'm gonna do about it.
Uh-oh.
Word.
I feel you, Fez. Like, you don't see what I'm doing?
What is she about to do?
I mean,
Something to
I got a
Nate?
couple guns.
Excuse me.
Why do you have so many guns?
Come on, Fez.
My grandma.
Help her out. No. Keep Rue out of trouble, please.
To scare Nate Jacobs.
Ooh, no. Don't get him involved.
Are you serious?
Right?
I mean, I'm not serious.
Ooh, that must be the dumbest shit you said all fucking day.
You could flash it.
No.
You really have lost your fucking mind, Rue.
Yes.
Stay in here.
No.
Be quiet.
Fez, I can't stand here. Like,
Yes,
I'm
the
really, I'm
fuck
not
you
good
can.
with
You
this.
have
Be
to.
quiet.
She does not listen.
Fucking playing with you. Sit down and shut the fuck up.
She's
All
gonna come
facts.
out.
Yes, of course she is.
And I
Because she doesn't
can't.
listen.
Well, remember the last time with the fentanyl?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Rue.
Dang. Dang.
I'm so lonely.
Lorazepam,
Don't forget about me.
hydros.
She doesn't even know we exist.
Oh my gosh.
Yo, I'm gonna need you to start moving some weight.
Oh my gosh.
I was gonna say earlier, I thought she was already pre-diagnosed because when it started, she talked about all the stuff that she had.
Yeah, but I don't remember if bipolar was one of those.
Okay.
I don't remember. It may have been.
Yeah, and we don't also know what the time frame is when that narration happened. It could be at the end of the story for all we know. So
back to the depression. Excuse me. It's interesting how her face changed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the way that she acts with her body is just really well done.
I wonder where she's going though.
Right? That's what I'm curious too.
Maybe
Or even is it a real person or?
She might be going to see her mom or something.
I was thinking that. Okay.
I forget.
Great shot again.
I forget where she came from. Whoa. What city?
I don't remember either.
I don't know. But I definitely haven't reached my
final form.
Yeah. You look adorable. Stop.
Oh, I forgot all about them.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, so she told her him that first. I was curious which one was gonna go first. There's no like 50%.
We'll be halfway, but as soon as I finish my pregnancy payments,
there's no 15% pregnant, sir.
My parents are gonna kill me. My coach is gonna kill me. My parents are gonna fucking kill me. Fuck.
This is the first time he's referenced that his mom is somewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Keep going.
It sounds very serial killer-ish. It's definitely dark and uncomfortable. Chill out, Clark Kent.
I was about to say, Fez is not gonna play with you.
Fesco, let's get this straight.
Woo-wee!
Gonna be living in a mansion, fucking pet tigers and shit? Go fuck yourself.
People, man.
Listen, bruh. All I'm saying, you keep fucking with Rue and her friends, and I'ma kill you.
Wow.
It's gonna be $5.75, Playboy.
Wow. Wow.
Keep the change. He really threw it.
He already said what needed to be said. Everything else is just whatever. Throw the money, all that, temper tantrum. What needed to be said was said.
We haven't seen his little
Her
brother.
kidneys are got it done. Yeah, her kidneys are a wrap.
Oh. So she could get a kidney infection, bladder infection, a UTI.
Whoa. You see her eyes a little bit? That was upside down. Yeah.
What was she taking?
I don't know, but it looked to me, and it split in that frame. It's like her eyes weren't there and something else was there. It's like, I don't know. She's talking about final forms and all this other stuff. It's just interesting.
Well, I know she took something.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'd like to report a crime.
Here we go. Let's go. Golly. Nate is just a freaking a-hole.
Fuck! He's coming, TD! What's the door? Come on, bro. Hurry the fuck up out there.
And he just got that big...
Yep.
Wow.
Fuck, bro.
The fuck, man?
Come on, bro. Hurry up for real, man.
He's in extra trouble.
Oh, my gosh.
God damn it.
Extra trouble.
Where's her mom or her sister? Oh, okay.
Okay, baby, come on.
Call the ambulance.
Come on.
Ooh, call the ambulance.
I know you're feeling low right now, baby. But the fact that you didn't turn back means you're getting better.
That's very true. You could have gone a totally different way.
Interesting.
Sam Livingston, huh? Sam did all the work on this one.
That's interesting.
Yeah, we don't really get a whole lot of like episodes where it's just one particular person for all the way through.
Yeah, they just give like a little backstory in the beginning of somebody, and then it's like every single character.
Yeah. Yeah, and depending on who the director is going to get, it's going to be, sometimes it's just an artistic, it's just a lot of flexing to see what they could do creatively. And then other times they give it to the actors, and then they let the actors just really just, you know, to do the storytelling. And then other times it's just really good writing. This to me was one of those situations where it was more technically sound. They just did a lot of really just cool things, especially with the camera work. I'm not going to go all into the details because I know not everybody really necessarily cares about that, but to me it seems like their storytelling through the use of colors, through the use of the way the camera is being moved, through the use, like they really use
lighting.
Lighting in a very, very, very cool way to do their storytelling, and the way that they choose to use specific palettes, especially in Jules. Like her face is almost like a palette in itself. It's almost, and they paint interesting things with it, and then they do cool things with the camera in order to do something. And this is just one of those, to me, what I picked up the most, what stood out the most. The other thing that stood out to me the most, like you said briefly, that the story regarding certain people is like all over the place, but to me, I think Fezco is probably one of the more underrated characters as so far. Anytime he's on screen, he's written well, the actor that plays him is doing a really good job, and you're just always curious that there's somebody who's in a typically bad guy position who we know, because we've had a chance to look at him, we know he's not a bad guy, he's just doing what he has to do to survive, and then you try to see him navigate, you know, his life based on other people's reactions. You know, it seems like all the bad stuff that seems to be happening to him seems to be very closely tied to Rue.
Oh yeah, the majority of it is seemingly.
Yeah. So watching him try to navigate this, doing this, what people think is a bad thing, being a good friend, being a good family member, you know, because there's really like interesting moments of just love that he shows, like the scene when he's like cleaning his mother or his grandmother. That sponge bath. That's a very intimate, not in love intimate kind of thing, but a very personal thing that you're doing with somebody. It's a way of showing love. And him doing that while somebody else who he considers to be family is sitting there being manic as hell. It's just very telling. It was a very interesting scene. I'm done babbling.
Oh no, that's all right, because I'm not even really sure where to start here. You know, obviously we see Cassie dealing with her surprise pregnancy.
Yeah.
The reaction that McKay has about the whole situation, what she kind of, the unknown of how he was going to respond and how he did respond and what her reaction was to that, you know what I mean? And then her eventually going to her mom.
Yeah.
She tried to go to her friends, but then she was telling them about the different situation and not sure, you know, and their reaction was pretty strong about that situation. So I'm sure she was like, well, I'm not going to share this other information with you because I'm, you know, not getting the response that I had expected.
Right.
So that was very interesting. Kat, you know, she's still dealing with her change.
Yeah. Her power dynamics.
Yeah, and just where it all fits in. Her friendships are kind of changing, obviously, because of they're reacting to her changing. So it's all very interesting. I'm curious to see who that person was at the end, if we ever find out who she was, you know, undressing for and all of that. So that was pretty interesting too. But then, of course, how did you feel about the whole Rue thing? Because obviously, basically, the main heart of the story.
Yeah, the main through line is Rue. She's our narrator. She's our omnipotent person that knows all of the answers. Well, at least from the narrator standpoint, she is.
But in this particular episode,
well, there is some kind of connect with her having the kidney issues with going on the story. It's like it's not a wasted. Like it seems like none of the trauma in this show is wasted. It always connects in some way, shape, or form. And the new trauma now is her body not being able to, you know, pee. And then it's not a result of her drugs. It's a result of her depression. And then we're seeing the thing that is the source of her depression, who's left town and is reconnected with somebody that's been in her past, maybe, you know, a safe space from familiarity or whatever the case. And then watching her try to navigate it. I haven't been able to connect the dots. Maybe somebody in the chat can, but I are pretty certain that there's no wasted trauma. if that makes sense. I just can't connect the dot.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't think, for me, I don't think Jules is the source of her depression because depression isn't caused by a person.
Okay.
It's a chemical thing. So it's not,
Okay.
I mean, there are things that trigger,
Mm-hmm.
there are things that maybe make it a little more difficult to cope.
Okay.
So I think, the situation that she's having with Jules right now obviously is triggering some things for her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of the fact that she didn't resort back to her other addiction.
Right.
Not sure how she was able to do that, but I'm very proud of. I feel like her mom. I'm very proud of her for that.
Right.
But just curious, and the fact that she recognizes that maybe going back on, maybe an antidepressant or whatever it is that she's, going through, can help with what she's dealing with. So I'm very glad that she recognizes and is aware of some things that may help her.
Yeah. I mean, we stated earlier too that Jules is actually the new addiction, and now she may be going through the withdrawal of not having Jules. So even though she may not be, chemically dependent on like meds, she could still be mentally, psychologically, and emotionally dependent on a person, and that person she doesn't know and or can't control. Just like she can't control her addiction. The battle that she had when she was trying to fight off the drugs that was in Fez's mom's nursing room or wherever the room where she's where she's living. That scene was inappropriately funny. I don't know if we were supposed to laugh, but I thought it was actually absolutely great. That they did some really cool things with playing with reality in this episode, like with the pills talking. There's the
detective work.
Yeah, the detective work with playing with reality, and they blend it in such a way where you have to pause for a second, with the exception of the pills. You kind of have to pause for a second. It's like, is this real or is this not? And then they did a really, really good job of blending reality and fiction with the club scene with Jules, because you do see Nate in there, and I'm like, what is going on? And then there's that moment when he says to her, he's like, well, you texted me, and she's high as a kite, so who knows? In that space, I was like, well, did she? Maybe this is a very real thing. And then she has the flashes out with the people that, that's making sure she's set sexually, set doing her makeup, set old friend in the past. Like, all of these images keep flashing by in this one moment as the drugs are going, as the camera's flipping, as the lights are strobing, as the stuff that's going on. Like, it was like some really cool Alice in Wonderland kind of stuff that's going on. So I thought that was, really, really dope. And then, we kind of get back to like what you're saying with Kat, where the filming isn't as aggressive and it's a lot more subtle. We were talking about lights earlier. There's a really cool scene when Nate's dad is sitting in Nate's room, and it's like a pit of just darkness. There's like one small space of light as he's coming out. He's wearing all black, and we got a good understanding of who his father is. And then we see Nate sitting next to one of the lights in the hallway, and you see a light side and a dark side. We see some really cool playing of light as well in the storytelling when we get a chance to see Kat, and she, to me, in this episode, seems like she's losing a lot of power in spaces that she used to be comfortable in. So her new space of comfort is like doing this thing where she can tell men what to do, and she has all of the power, and then she can also be her, her happier self, I guess. I don't know. But that space has been invaded by somebody who is definitely more powerful than she is, and she gives in to the power to the point where she realizes that I'm no longer in control, and then she closes the laptop. Kat also, the lighting that was done in there to connect the dots was kind of like almost in the same sense, and when we got a chance to see Nate's father and him having this conversation. You get to see light side, dark side, the battle between which is going to win. But then to talk about another point as well, especially regarding Kat and her dealing with her trying to maintain and hold on to power and the cost of power. You see that with her friends, and even though she's this new version of herself, her leveled up self, we'll kind of talk about that loosely as well with Jules. Her friends may not necessarily be agreeing with the new steps that she's taken or understand. And the cost of her being free is sometimes, you know, it's the loss of people that's around you who don't get it and then can also kind of like reject you. It's so many through lines going through all of this.
Yeah, with the cat thing with the friends, it's like, as a teenager, you're already trying to figure out who the heck you are to begin with, right? So you don't really know, and even as adults, sometimes we don't know who our authentic identity is. And so obviously her friends are going through their own SHIT. So it's difficult to sit down and have the conversation because A, you may not know how to verbalize what it is that you're going through. You don't understand necessarily that your past experiences and your family stuff and all of that comes into play too. So you don't really know to ask somebody or to have the conversation, hey Kat, why is it that you know, are doing this, or what is it about, you know, your change that, you know, resonates with you or whatever it is. So they're not having the conversations. They're not trying to understand each other. They're just like, why are you not here for me? Right. You know what I mean? I'm dealing with this and you need to, you know what I mean? So I think that, you know, they're still very young and we forget that sometimes because they're dealing with very grown-up issues. As far as the lighting with Nate and his dad, that whole conversation, it was interesting because when Nate was half lit, I saw it almost like, you know how like in movies sometimes they'll put you in the spotlight when you're like having an interrogation or something?
Yeah.
So that's what it kind of like reminded me of when he was like standing there and there was the one light and it was like half his face and I was like, oh my goodness, you know, he's being interrogated, which he should be because he's doing some crazy criminal activity.
Yes.
But that's what I got from that little piece there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's also the interesting thing regarding what's her name? Not Kat. Cassie, sorry. Cassie being like completely just on an island all by herself. Like we brought into the episode telling Cassie's story briefly. And I like these, I love these little featurettes to tell, you know, get a good idea as to maybe justify why the choices that they're making are being made. And we see her father, who is I guess struggling to maintain his own home because he's having a problem getting a job. His however he's communicating with his wife isn't working out. It's a clash. He's not even being able to, I guess, be the best version of himself in front of his children because of the money situation. He had to take away skating and all of this other stuff. So there's how Cassie sees men through that viewpoint is interesting, because her father does love her. It does show, but it also shows that his weakness in himself has allowed himself to fall into drugs as well, and then he's changed from the person that he was when she was a child to the addict that he's become. So it gives I guess a better idea as to why she may trust in men as easily and quickly as she does, because maybe she's looking for that type of father figure that her dad previously was. I don't know. Maybe she's punishing herself as a result of seeing how her mother is reacting in this space. I don't know. So all of this is to be implied. This is just what I'm personally picking up from. And then why she's willing to sacrifice her body and maybe her even her pride in order to maintain that relationship with somebody. Once again, this is just my perspective. I'm stating this as a fact. And then you see her fall in with McKay, and how he responds to this whole thing. That whole, because it could have really just blown up. He could have been throwing things. You can't do this. You know, force the abortion, force having it. It could have been a whole other thing, and it wasn't that. They really did try and have like a weird kind of conversation. So based off of all the history that we've had with Cassie, into how she's gotten to this point, into how she makes this absolute brilliant piece of writing that just blew me away personally. And that is, he's trying to like force the narrative of maybe, you know, I'm not ready, maybe force the narrative of we shouldn't have this child. And she said, I just wanted to dream for a moment. And it all came back to that. Like, she's got this idea of this dream life that she could have based off of the things that may have been taken away from her as a child. Based off of some of the sacrifices of herself, her peace of mind, her body with some of these men, all this. So she's got this moment of something that could be dreamlike, and she says that little statement, and then she's immediately like brought back to earth again and having to deal with this kind of situation. So to me, I thought that was very poignant.
I think it's interesting because like I think like I always say, like a lot of times because they're dealing with such adult issues, it is hard to view them as children.
Yeah.
And they are adolescents. They are adolescents. So it's like every now and then there's like these glimpses of, wow, they are vulnerable. They're children. Like they are children dealing with adult issues. And I think for me, that statement allowed for her to be seen as the child that she is, right? Children have dreams. People have dreams. And then a lot of times you're dealt with all this other stuff that you're dealing with and trying to figure out and all this and that and that. That sometimes, if you're lucky, you have a moment where you can dream these dreams and realize that maybe it can happen, but then reality sometimes is like slapping you back in your face. Like, no, this ain't gonna happen right now. Or this, or maybe it makes you feel like it's not going to happen for you. You know what I mean? But I mean, as children, you would hope that they can have these dreams and, you know that it's possible and fulfillable and all that stuff. So it's very interesting though.
Yeah. I was gonna go ahead and
that's a lot to digest.
Yeah, this one was a very meaty episode. There was a lot, and I'm sure that there is going to be some scenes that we missed. That's almost a guarantee. And this edit, there's no way we'll be able to pack all of this in this edit. So for those that may be like, well, why didn't you talk about this?
Yeah. We
do apologize. There's just only so much we can do in a limited amount of time. But what we can do is say thank you so much for supporting the channel. We've only got a couple more episodes, maybe one more episode left before this is all said and done.
Wow.
And thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe because we love having these conversations and we definitely get a big kick out of the responses that you leave in the comments. Of course, give us those thumbs up and we will catch you for the season finale